Well, how do you said it was doing the countdown?
You're live.
You watching right now?
No, I see it on the screen in the studio.
All right, all right. Welcome back to His and Hers podcast. We got a good one for you today. We're gonna talk about some social media troublemakers, and gonna get our good co-host Ashley's opinion on one she's not aware of yet. So let's jump right into it. Uh I have this guy Chud the Builder pulled up. He's currently being tried for attempted murder and a bunch of other crimes. But we want to see what Ashley's first opinions are. So I'm just going to roll the clip and get her initial thoughts.
Revealed Thursday during a dramatic bond hearing for the social media streamer known online as Chud the Builder.
News Maggie Weaver, she's been following this case from the beginning. She was at that hearing all throughout the day yesterday. Maggie, give us an idea. What was the mood like in that courtroom?
Well, I can tell you guys, the hearing lasted about 3 hours long, and this was one of the most strict courtrooms I've ever been in. I've never seen personally so many people asked to leave the courtroom just from talking in the gallery or moving around too much. But basically, investigators, attorneys, and family members all testified about the shooting. We know that a major focus Thursday was what happened in the moments leading up to that gunfire outside the courthouse. So investigators and defense attorneys actually gave very different accounts of how the confrontation unfolded. Dalton Etherly, known online as Chud the Builder, faces attempted murder and other charges. And investigators testified that surveillance video showed Etherly approaching another man while carrying a selfie stick before he walked away. The defense then argued that that man followed Etherly, grabbed him, and then put him in a headlock before those shots were fired. Now, the shooting victim was airlifted to Vanderbilt, we know, and prosecutors argued that Etherly built an online following by provoking confrontations in public for attention and money. Now, the court also heard investigators found a bulletproof vest in his car and also plane tickets to Istanbul, Turkey, scheduled to leave today, May 22nd. The courtroom also grew very tense at times. Judge Poland repeatedly warned the gallery to remain quiet during testimony and that video evidence.
We're going to have a orderly hearing today. If there's anybody speaking out or any kind of problem out in the gallery, that's going to be considered open contempt, and you're going to be subject to up to 10 days in jail or a $50 fine or both.
Now, at one point, conservative activist Jake Lang, who was in the gallery, was removed from the courtroom and taken into custody after making comments about what he called a two-tiered justice system. Court records show that Lang previously served prison time connected to the January 6th Capitol riots before later receiving a presidential pardon.
That's a $1 million bond with the following conditions: no weapons, GPS monitor. There will be a gag order for Mr. Etherly regarding social media live streaming about the facts or the parties involved in this case. That's going to help him as much as anything.
Now, as you just heard, Etherly's bond was lowered from $1.25 million to $1 million. The judge also said bond conditions would include GPS monitoring and social media restrictions as well. Now, court officials say the case has now been moved to circuit court, and Etherly's previously scheduled
Okay, that's the majority. They did not discuss a lot of the other details of his previous history. He was also out on bond because before this incident, because he tried to run out of on a bill at a restaurant and cause a disturbance there. Now he's a social media influencer where he goes around and calls black people niggers and for reactions. He also always carries a gun with him. So and say racist things like when we react to what he just said to us, he would say, "Oh, we're chimping out," or we're chimping out. So, and dare anybody to come touch him because he has this gun on his hip.
Hmm.
So I believe that all the information that I have for this situation. So, what are your first impressions? What are your thoughts?
Cloud chasing just got dangerous, I guess. I mean, this is,
Oh, and the man did get shot. Yeah, he did get shot
yeah,
and went to the hospital. So, yeah.
yeah. It's, as far as what I think about the situation, I think it's stupid as shit. And that's just the simplest way that I can put the entire situation. Now, on a bigger level, um, I think it's pretty evident how these actions are correlating with systemic issues that we were already facing. Um, the fact that he has a bond at all and it's getting lowered after physically harming someone with a deadly weapon after being out on bond already just shows that it's hard not to interact with these people in day to day life. But I would say if it's not physically bothering us, leave them people alone because they apparently have nothing to lose and no one's going to take it from them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I am glad that even in Tennessee, the most, I ain't gonna say the most, but it can be slow to accept other people. I say that he's facing some type of punishment and they're not giving him a slap on the wrist. Like, bro, you try to end someone's life because you wanted. He said he does this for free speech, but free speech doesn't absolve you from your consequences. That's what, like, you can say what you want to say, but
yeah,
if you provoke someone, you provoke someone, and that's not okay.
I know
We
it's
have a
not okay.
yeah.
But the
Um,
example that I think about is Kyle Rittenhouse, right? That's the teenager who went to and shot up an
oh
entire
yeah, he killed
community
what,
of
two
people
people at a yeah.
at a protest.
But
Yeah,
even like the ICE
but
agents, they shooting nurses in the back for trying to help someone. I'm just
that's my
like,
point exactly.
this,
But specifically relating to this, like Kyle Rittenhouse he didn't get off scot free, right? He is serving time for this, right? For that
no,
particular
he didn't. He
action.
got found innocent.
Did
No,
he?
Kyle Rittenhouse did. Yeah, he got found innocent. Yeah,
Excuse
it was
me.
self defense. They said it was self defense, so he did get off.
Well, excuse me, because I'm
Yeah,
trying to think of a situation where, yeah, the system may indicate that the action is wrong, but it's not equally as punishable as what we would get. And that's the point I'm trying to
right. And
make.
that's what the other side is trying to say, that black people are getting lower bonds or even no bonds because of the worser crimes that they do, that we do, excuse me. Meaning the guy who got arrested, the two-tier justice system that he's referring to is black people getting less bond amount for worse crime. And I don't know where that's at. Where I ain't never heard
That
that in my life.
that has actually no factual backing on it, and that's why I'm like, this is going to turn, if he does suffer a consequence, which he should. I think in a true process, thinking aspect, this is going to turn him into a martyr for people who participated in situations like January 6th. He was already in the courtroom causing a disruption, got held in contempt, and got escorted out of the courtroom. You were already pardoned from the president for inciting an insurrection
Yep,
on your own
yep.
government.
That's accurate.
So
That's accurate.
you're getting support from
But this is
insurrectionists. Like
yeah, this
I'm
is
like
his audience anyway. Like he was doing these things. He wasn't doing this stuff for free speech. He was doing this for that side anyway. So, and I like the fact that this is a state case. Trump can't save him. No one
yeah.
can save him.
Hmm.
He gonna have to rely on his attorneys and yeah, the evidence. So also the fact that he was live streaming the incident is also going to be a part of the evidence. So it ain't about what you think happened. He filmed it, and we can just see what happened because this was just part of his clout chasing.
Oh, gotta love that nowadays people
Yeah,
tell on themselves with
and
videos
let's talk
about
about
their
that.
crimes.
Like, what is it about social media influence that they seem to always lean to criminal activities? We find a lot of these cases where these social media personalities do like heinous things. What do you think
I
about it?
I think it's a broader aspect than that. I really think it's attention seeking. It's even low level stuff like selling weed. Like how why are you posting on Facebook, Instagram, or socials that you the weed man? Like I don't that's not how it was
Like, do
back
you
in the
think
day.
it's
You had to find me.
hmm. So you think it's more of attention seeking?
Yeah, I think it's acceptance, trying to find a group of people that will accept you, that will engage with you, that will give you any type of attention, negative or positive. People are searching for that so much nowadays that they don't even care how it comes to them, as long as somebody is coming to them.
Okay. So all these criminals, like there was a Afghani guy that is locked up in China because he was going around calling Chinese derogatory names. It's
I,
like you think any people will do anything for attention? You think that's what it is?
I think that is what it has come to. I think people feel so. Let me not speak in a general sense. I think that where we are at in a society and the level of attention that we have had to put on other things outside of family and community has left children and or underdeveloped adults susceptible to seeking what they think they're missing, and that's a community. And that's an innate response for everybody is to want to feel a part of a community. So you try things. I think in this sense, you try things that may be morally aligned with you at first. You don't get a lot of engagement. You see what's happening for other people and what they're doing on their platform. So you start to participate, start to get the engagement that you're craving. You find your little community, although that community may not be accepting of you at the end of the day. They just participate in what your content is.
Chaos.
Yeah. Participate in what your content is. And then when you go down for it, if you go down for it, if it's an offensible action, they leave you high and dry because that was never your community. They just like what you posted.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I think it's also everybody doesn't deserve the mic. Everybody doesn't deserve the spotlight. because they're willing to do things that being seen and having influence is a privilege. You have, I think it's too easy to obtain now, and
It
people
is.
they don't have anything to protect or maintain once they get it. It's like a 25-year-old guy that does a live stream that goes big, like a Kai Cenat, right? You
Hmm.
know Kai Cenat?
Yeah.
It just happened. He didn't have to go through a process. He just jump on, turn on a camera, and live his life.
Hmm.
I just think it's you're too young and there's no I can't do that because I lose this type of feeling. You get a lot of
Yeah,
views on
I see.
YouTube, they
I see what you're saying.
they pay you. So all you're thinking is, oh, I just got to get a bunch of YouTube views and then I get paid. It doesn't matter what else I have to do to
I
get it.
think that I think that that aspect is pertainable, or uh, I can see that correlation in that process to younger people. Absolutely. But when we're talking
Mhm.
about adults, we're talking about
Well, he's only
tw-
28.
okay, how developed were
Oh,
you at 28? Like
I
some at some point we need to
I
stop
started a business. But this
addressing.
is a but yeah, he's making at 28. He was doing better than me. It's like he had a lot more money being
You talking
made than
about
I
Kai?
was at 20.
You talking
I'm
about
talking
Kai, or you
about
talking about these
Chud
people?
the Builder. Chud
Hmm.
the Kai isn't even 28. He's like 25.
I
And he's
know.
one of the good ones.
Yeah. Right. At 28,
I think.
though, you should have been, there should have been some level of responsibility at 28. And
Yeah.
with responsibility comes morality, or it should. There is some level
I
of
don't
morality in responsibility, because you can't, if you don't have morality, how do you correlate responsibility to that?
I
Like, I'm
think
not going to
morality
do
is
this because of this.
I think morality is taught at a young age. It's like you don't develop morality um at 25. You start to lean in what you start to believe in at 25,
Hmm.
30.
Okay.
I think you learn morality from the community that you grew up in.
I disagree.
Yeah.
I do. I
Um,
disagree. Not totally, but I disagree because of experience. I grew up a certain way, and I'm at 30 trying not to live that way. And I
yeah,
don't really
and
have a
that's
community
what I'm
supporting
saying.
that.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I'm not saying you gotta it necessarily gotta be the same as what you grew up in. Like
Hmm.
I grew up a certain way and I despised how I was grown up, how I grew up. So I went the extremely opposite way. I'm just saying it develops at a young age.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
can either you have your you make your foundation young and then you build on it as you grow older. Either it's gonna be what you grew up as, or you're gonna be like, nah, that's
Find a
wrong,
way. Yeah.
and try to be totally different.
But how do you know at an adult age that that was wrong if that's what you were taught? Yeah. How do you find
I
that
mean,
out?
everybody has a concept of what's wrong and what's right. So you
Exactly.
decide
Your
within
moral
yourself.
compass.
Yeah, you decide
Exactly.
on what yourself is.
So at 28, you should have a moral compass of what's right and what's wrong,
In his
and
mind.
have a sense of responsibility. I don't think anyone that is 28 should not have a sense of um, I don't think anyone at 28 should not know the consequence of their actions. Period.
Do you think if we had to dissect this and get into the mind of this guy, do
Hmm.
you honestly think he believed what he was doing was wrong, like approaching black people and calling them monkeys and calling them the
Absolutely.
N word. So
Absolutely.
you think he believed that was
Yeah.
wrong? Okay.
Hmm.
That brings me to another case. The Doordash girl. Do you believe what
Hmm.
she did was wrong? That she knew that
Absolutely.
what she was doing was wrong? Then why she
Absolutely.
go? Then why did she go
Because she has the
online
privilege
and
of her
profess
tears.
that she was the victim
Because she has the privilege of her tears.
of her tears? Okay, so you think it was white tears that she was trying to activate?
Exactly.
I think that she honestly believed that she was in the right. I do believe that she thought she was SA'd
You know
and
what? That that that
that's
that
I think
that
she's very
situation is a
delusional.
bit different because exactly, right? Because there is a level of delusion that people have. But
Yeah.
and that's a mental illness, a level of delusion where you intrude on someone's space and then think you are the victim is a mental illness.
Facts. And then no one can convince you other like the definition of SA is a action. It's a action by a person. You can't commit an action if you're unconscious. That's so your whole basis of being SA'd is non and void because you admit he was asleep. He said he was asleep, and I guess the video says he was asleep too. So that's just a fact of the matter. He was not
That's the
awake for this
second
occasion.
That's the second layer of this
Yeah.
argument. The first layer is you were in his space. Like he didn't come to your space, go to sleep naked. You were in his space. That's the first layer.
Okay. Some would argue as if he left his door open,
That don't
that's a
that
form.
don't preclude you to enter his space. You are
That's what I was
DoorDash.
saying.
Leave it on
I
leave it
agree.
on the doorstep. Nowhere
Yeah,
in the history of DoorDash, was an open door, not DoorDash, not delivery, not Uber Eats, not any delivery service, whether you left your door open or not, has opened the door to do anything. They leave it on your doorstep or wherever the instruction said to leave
it's
it
too.
at.
Yeah. And I was like, yo, I I don't want to I don't want to compare a woman's plight to a man's plight because there is differences. There is different standards that should be upheld. But yo,
Delivery
you
is
telling
delivery.
me
I
if
don't give
a
a damn,
man
woman or
was
man.
walking past a window that the blinds were open and a girl was getting out of the shower, right? And he
Mhm.
decides to videotape that and put it on the internet, that he wouldn't get crucified. Now you
He
want
would.
victim blame him. I mean, victim blame her like they doing this man.
For coming out
It's
the
like
shower
he's allowed.
unknowingly.
Yeah, he's allowed to have his door open. He's allowed to be naked in his house where
Space.
he assumes
Exactly.
there's no camera. You can't even if you walked up to the window that was open and put your camera on the window, that's still invasion of privacy. Talking about he could have had the
Exactly.
window open. The blind shouldn't be open. I'm like, bro, I can't. I have to be in four walls without no
That
airflow to be naked.
that is a mental health issue. That's what I mean. And the fact that has there even been a determination on that particular instance yet, whether she's getting charged or not?
She just went to trial and charged with um they in like eight something, not sure, but she just went and got arraigned and pleaded not guilty. And yeah, that's where that's at. I'm like, but my problem is the amount of people defending her actions is is crazy to me. I they're trying to
That's
create
why I think.
scenarios. They trying to
Go ahead.
create scenarios where he set up this encounter to get some type of enjoyment out of it. They're like, oh, he left the door open on purpose. He wasn't really asleep. He was just like, so is the purpose of him doing, because he pleasure from it. He doesn't
He
see
didn't
her.
get any
He
enjoyment from
doesn't
it,
get no.
right?
He doesn't see her reaction. He doesn't. So in your, I don't know, description of what happened, why, what would his purpose be of doing this? To be asleep when she showed up naked, or if he was pretending to be asleep? I was like, it just doesn't, it's not logical.
Word for the wise: keep a big dog around. Keep a big dog around so people don't walk in your house. And secondly, everybody can't have a mental illness, because I think there is a level of people. There are people who have genuine mental illnesses, and I believe if this lady, I believe the precipitator of the problem has a mental illness. Now, what I believe the rest of her supporters have is influential biases. Period. I don't think everybody has
That's that's a
a
nice way to
mental
put it.
illness.
I was going to say there's a level of people that don't want to be accountable for anything.
Exactly.
And
Nothing.
yeah,
Exactly.
and when someone that is being held accountable, that they feel they see themselves in, then they feel like they're being held accountable as well. And so they're going to do whatever they can to defend that action.
I think people need to go back to minding their damn business. Period. If we minded more of
I,
our own business, we wouldn't have this many
I mean, yeah, but I
instances.
think there's something bigger than it. I'm like, why do so many people can't see the wrong in it, or want to defend it? Like, how do
I
we
think you
fix the
hit the.
masses? How do we fix that part?
I think you hit the nail on the head. This is about accountability, and if you are not an accountable person, we, me and you, nor the world, nor whatever other entity that may be present in your life can fix for you. If you refuse to take accountability for actions, there is no help. You will always be a victim of something.
So even if we, let's say, we start holding them more accountable of their actions, that's not going to fix.
Yeah, if you hold them accountable, but you have to be the person. There has to be instances. There has to be cases where they are able to be held accountable. You can't hold somebody accountable for having an opinion about somebody else's situation.
Right, but I'm just saying, in our day-to-day lives, like,
Hmm.
I know that I let a lot of things slide that's not that big of a issue. Should I make it an issue just so everyone's aware of accountability and where they go wrong at?
No,
No.
I don't think that's the right approach either. Quite
Okay.
honestly, I don't think it's anyone's place to hold you accountable.
Hmm.
Actually, I think it is an independent thing, and that's where you truly learn accountability. Being held accountable from someone else makes it about the other person, because this
Well,
is how you
usually,
wronged me.
yeah,
No, this is how you wronged me.
yeah.
Being held accountable by yourself this is why this is wrong to me. And that, again, to my earlier point, builds your morality. So, I mean, yeah, if you would like to hold people accountable to the issues that pertain directly to you, sure, you are going to
Yeah.
be holding a lot of people accountable then. But when you take it upon yourself as a person to say, I don't like the way this is going for me. You need to start looking inward. And until people start to be able to look at themselves and address what those problems are, there's always going to be some type of issue. Period.
So I'm just trying to find where the gap is. Is it in the school system? Should we be teaching our kids to
Absolutely. You should always
identify?
be teaching your kids. I'm glad you brought that up, because everybody has to win now. Everybody has to have a participation trophy. Everybody has to be on the same level. Nobody has to feel what it feels like to not succeed at something. So everybody has to be a winner. Everybody has to feel the same. And that is not how life works. I don't I Kids are not prepared today to enter life because they have been taught and trained that if I want something, I can throw a fit, and since he got it or she got it, I should be able to have it. Uh, that's not the case. So yes, it's a continuous learning. It's a continuous educational
So
opportunity.
so it's the parents' fault that this generation is so entitled and feel like
Absolutely.
they
You don't even have to
nothing
finish
they
that
do
sentence.
is wrong.
Exactly. Exactly. No one,
Okay.
your children can't get disciplined by you. You won't let anyone else discipline them. So where do you want them to learn discipline from?
Well, the world gonna discipline them one way or the other. If they accept it or not
Exactly.
is the issue. My thing is, I'm trying to prevent all this. Like the DoorDash girl is 23 years old, and now she's a criminal. She can't DoorDash no more,
Well, that's
and
what life told her.
essentially, she gonna have to live a different life.
Exactly, because she's been
She's
able
gonna
to
have to live.
cry through the first part of it. She's been able to cry to get her way through the first part of it. So now this
Yeah,
second part is going to teach you, maybe I should start to think about my actions. Maybe my actions do actually have consequences. Maybe mommy and daddy aren't going to fix it for me or be able to fix it for me this time. And that's not just for this particular girl. That's for all other girls and all other little boys. Mommy and daddy is not always going to be able to fix the consequence for you. And that's the reality of it.
so you don't think it's more to do with social media or the 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 plight
If you
of
allow your children to spend all their time on social media, you cannot blame social media for being social media. You can only look at yourself as a parent.
yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that. Uh,
Read them a book.
yeah.
Bring back Dr. Seuss books, because I can't find them anywhere. Okay? If y'all got Dr. Seuss
Apparently
books, put it in the
he
comments.
was
Look, I
he wasn't a good
the
dude
books,
either. I'm just
the
saying
books,
it's a lot of things
the
coming to
books.
light.
The
Just
books.
the books.
Everything coming to light is everything coming to light. Fine, so be it. That does not negate the fact that books are educational. I don't. It teaches your
Right.
baby how to read.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
We don't
yeah.
need to know the backstory about every single thing. I think that's another problem. We are inundated with so much information that everything
Well,
has to correlate. Everything has to have a backstory. Everything has to have this. We have to know what everything means on a deeper level, other than what the intended purpose is. If I want Dr. Seuss books so my baby can read, my goal is to get my baby to read. Period.
facts. I just think we get played with that a lot. when we do something or we a victim of something, they want to go back in our history and bring up every traffic ticket that we got to prove that
Oh,
we deserve
absolutely.
whatever the fuck we got. But yeah,
Absolutely.
no, uh, I don't know.
That's why you should have
I
nothing
do
in your
want her to get her
history.
just due, huh?
I said that's why you try hard not to have anything in your history.
I mean, I was a young man trying to find a way.
Oh, Alan, it's
Yeah.
okay. I got a
I
seatbelt
found a
ticket in
way.
Iowa.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying what I did at 1920 doesn't define me as a man today. I've corrected those. No one's perfect. I want to throw that out there.
Absolutely.
Just because it
Absolutely.
isn't a record of what you did some shit.
It's about what you can prove, not what you say.
Yeah,
Okay.
whatever. You did some shit. And but yeah.
Oh
I just
my
hope
goodness. Go ahead.
through um these big trials that people start taking this social media thing seriously. This is not you can do what you want to do and say what you want to say platform. There's still consequences to everything that you do and say. And yeah, I just hope they use this internet thing for good and stop trying to rage bait people.
You are going to
Yeah,
be
but,
sad, my brother. People are
well,
going to be people, and that is the hard fact about it. And we are going to continue to see trials like this, and like the Doordash girl case, and all of that, because it starts. We are 23 years too late. We are a whole generation too late, and now that generation is getting old enough to have children. All we can do is provide guidance today. I don't think we change it from the root. I think that we start to build spaces where these younger parents, or hell, even older parents that didn't have that kind of structure, can come together and actually create a community to raise children. But you have to be willing to see that there's a issue with what you do, or you have to be able as a parent to say, I don't know everything, and I don't want to. My child's life is more valuable than me just winging this. So seek help.
yeah.
Seek
Okay.
help.
All right. With that, we're gonna end the episode. I appreciate for everybody watching. Please like the channel, subscribe to the channel. Um, we're gonna try to get
I'm here
this on
every
our
week.
yeah, we're gonna try to get this thing going every week. We haven't decided what day is best, but we're gonna do this every week. Stay tuned.
Peace.